To this.
It's working.
All right. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
This,
everybody.
this is round number two. Ooh, we're just learning how to do this. We are recording our first YouTube video to post on each of our channels. Jan has posted before. Jan is also known as Neptune's daughter. She does weekly um, well, I should let you tell what you do. So,
Although I have been having some fun this summer and goofing off a little bit, I try to get out three videos for each zodiac sign per month. Is just, like horoscope stuff, but psychic style. Um, and I do ask people to give me their own individual questions in a post, like just give me comments in my 20 questions post. Give me questions in the comments, and I will read on those questions for you at the end of the month. I would love to get more questions for that. So yeah. So that's what I do. I do two separate or three separate readings, and then I try to do the 20 questions things if I get the questions.
okay. All right. Let me kind of back up a little bit. Since we've done this once, we've kind of gotten out of sequence a little bit. So, hello, everyone. I am
Hi.
Kathy, the Breeze Warrior on YouTube, and this is Jan, Neptune's daughter. So, um, I started my YouTube channel a couple of months ago, but sadly have not posted anything. And was reminded that if, you know, it's not that hard. And so Jan has graciously agreed to help me with doing this, and we're going to record it. It is recording this time. We went through this whole thing and it wasn't recording. And so we're going to be able to post this on both of our channels. Yay, us!
If
So,
everything goes according to plan.
yeah. All right. And we've just got a couple of questions for each other that we're going to kind of work through. And Jan and I, get together and talk as often as we can. And some of our talks are 15, 20 minutes, but most of them can go on for quite a while.
2, 3 hours. Yeah. So we've
Yeah.
got plenty to talk about, and we are going to do our best to keep it to a minimum for you
Yes.
today.
I actually have my timer going over here, so if you see me looking to
What
the
is our
side,
what is our time limit?
oh, we don't have a limit, but
Oh,
we're at we're at 3 minutes already,
you're gonna keep
so
tabs on
yay
us. Okay.
us.
All right. Okay.
All right,
Um,
go ahead.
no, I thought you were the leader.
Oh,
Um, okay. We were gonna talk about how we met.
yes. Do you want, I'll go first.
I liked
Okay.
I liked your story the last time I heard it.
Okay. Well, we met in, I believe it was 2023 or 2024.
2023 in
2023.
October.
Okay. I'm not real good with,
Halloween weekend.
yes, it was Halloween weekend. And I had recently retired. It was after COVID, so everybody was kind of doing the little travel thing. And 15 or 20 years previous to that, I had traveled for business, but I had not been on an airplane, done a rental car, pretty much homebody, for like 15 years or more. And I found out there was this retreat going on in Utah with psychics that I watched on YouTube, which was Kevin Lewis, Debbie Freebird Spirit, Intuitive View, Kim, Andrea from Lilac Lantern, who
Yep.
we miss, and who am I missing? Kevin
Kevin. Did
Lewis.
you say
Yeah.
Kevin?
Kevin Lewis. So, and Linda G was there as she was going to be the opening night speaker. And something told me that I just had to be there. So I cracked open, my bank
Same
account
here.
and I'm,
Yep.
you know, yeah, not a whole lot in there, but I'm like, no, I have to do this. And I told my family I was going to be gone the last weekend in October, and I'm going to this retreat, and it's in Utah. And they looked at me like, what? You know, my son kind of rolled his eyes, and they're like, okay, well, call us when you get there. Call us when you get, we want to make sure you're okay. And you're really going by yourself? I'm like, yes, I am. So it was at that retreat that Jan and I first met. And I
Mhm.
don't think we were in sessions together. They kind of
No, I
divide
don't
you
think
into
so.
groups.
Yep. And
Uh,
we had, as I recall, we sort of had breakfast separately, but we had lunch and dinner together. The entire workshop group
yeah.
had lunch and dinner together, and that's where we got to know each other, and we just sort of gravitated toward each other. I thought
Hmm.
it was really a great workshop. It was a lot of fun, and it was
Yeah.
just so awesome experiencing all of those energies in the room together. It
Yeah.
was just like crazy good. It was
It
great.
was the first time I had experienced that frequency high. When you get
Mhm.
so many people of like-minded together, you kind of jump your energy field,
Yeah.
and brand new experience for me. And it's kind of like you're in this frequency high, so to speak, and
Yep.
it's really hard to even
Yeah. Coming down from that is
yeah, talk about a crash and
into the
burn.
real world.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
no, this real world is not fun. No, I want to be around my people again.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Oh, that's
Jan and
hard.
I kind of connected, although we didn't really keep in touch afterward.
Huh. Yeah.
Sadly,
No,
yeah,
because the real world takes over and
yeah.
oof, yeah,
And
for
then,
me especially, I went like right back into the job. Yeah.
yeah, because you were still working. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we reconnected a year ago in June at
Mhm.
Sedona
Yes.
when Kevin and Debbie Freeburn and Jeffrey Peck did a retreat in Sedona. And I remember Jan was signing in, and I immediately, I don't know if it was our energy fields, our guides
Yeah.
up
It's like
there
we can
clapping
feel each
high
other.
fives.
We can feel each other, I think, when we're especially when we're in the same space together.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I mean that's what drew me to you in the first place at Bryce Canyon. Like I could feel you. It
yeah.
just like so warm and fuzzy. Yeah, you have
A
good
lot of
energy. Yeah.
people tell me that. I've
Yeah.
even had people come up to me and just say, I'm just going to stand next to you for a while because you just feel
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
And
I can
I'm
see it.
like, that's fine because you feel good too. So come on,
Isn't that great? Yeah.
hugs are welcome
Those are cool
monthly.
energy
So
exchanges. Yeah.
yeah. So and since Sedona, we have kind of stayed in touch and
Hmm.
like I said, we
Yeah,
have
because that at that point we understood what it was like to go back out into the real world without a safety net.
yes. Yeah.
And that's no good.
Yeah. I am from Western Ohio, kind of on the border between Ohio and Indiana, and Jan is from,
I'm from central New York. The closest landmark for anybody who knows it is Cooperstown. Um, and yeah, out sort of out here in farmland in the middle of nowhere.
yep, the same here.
Yep, yep.
Farmland, different church on every corner. So,
Um,
um, yeah, so that kind of takes care of our first question
yep,
was,
that's our first question.
yeah, how did we meet each other? Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
So the second question,
uh, oh, you get to take the lead on that one.
How did you begin your spiritual journey?
Yeah.
You want to go first? I'll go
As you can
first.
tell, who's the chatty one in the group and who's
I'll
the
go
one
first, and I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum. Um, so after my first divorce, I was in my early to mid 20s. I started studying creative visualization. And of course, the reason I started doing this is because I always been an empath, and I also understood that I was capable of saying, I'm going to do a thing and make that thing happen. So I found creative visualization, just a tiny little paperback by Shakti Gawain, and I started doing the meditations, and it just opened up like a whole new energetic world for me. And from that point, I started sort of seeking out the history of this, and I found um, a book called Consciously Creating Circumstances, which is sort of a stripped down version of creative visualization, and it was written in the 30s. Um, and and I found that book at the Association for Research and Enlightenment
Mhm.
in um, in Virginia, which is also the Edgar Casey Foundation. So I got like involved in all of that stuff, and I was reading like weird books, like Ruth Montgomery books and things like that, which I don't think anybody even knows about that stuff now. So I was like, I was in the periphery, and this was the mid to late 80s. So there was not a lot of
Yeah.
information out there. But I got really into the creative visualization, and I was doing the meditations that Shakti Gawain put in the books, but also I discovered she had them recorded, which is awesome. So they're guided meditations, and they're great, and I'm sure you can still get them out there. I think you might even be able to find them on YouTube. And then in my early 30s, found, oh no, it was my late 20s. I found a mentor who taught me to read tarot cards visually. So that was a great way to channel my intuition and empathic senses, and I just honed it. And of course, as I was doing tarot readings, the mediumship came in and things like that, but I didn't have words for it. I didn't, aside from this one mentor, I didn't, there was no like broader community. Um, and then through that and tapping into my intuition, I also began learning things from the earth around me, the energies around me, and connecting with spirits around me and assisting them in, becoming unstuck. And, it was just like a natural path for me. So I've been doing this for 34 years,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you, Kathy?
Well, I have been blessed. I've always known that I had a psychic connection. My grandmother, my mother, and myself, it tends to come through the female of the family. And my grandmother passed away when I was 10. And she was very young. She was like 50, 56. But I start with her because that's my earliest memory of really knowing and understanding that the three of us were different and we were linked somehow with that different, woo-woo type
Mhm.
status. But my grandmother, this was during World War II. She had two young children, my mother and her older sister. And my grandfather was in the Navy in the Pacific Realm. And they called him home because she had been diagnosed with a blood disease that was fatal and was told that she only had a couple of months to live. So he was on his way back, which took a while. And during that time, she channeled energies and healed herself, cleared that
Wow.
blood disease. I think it was called myasthenia gravis. Um,
That is like
yeah.
awesome.
So yes, very it is a documented, recorded miracle healing
Wow.
case in Indiana. So by the time he got home, they did the test, they were together, and they were like dumbfounded, that she had healed herself. So my grandmother had that type of healing energies, but she would also had strong intuition on when things were going to happen and how to, we're not going to go to the park today, we're going to do something else. And she followed that. Um, and my mother would have what I would call lucid dreams now. We didn't have a name for it back then. But she would see events play out and kind of in the prophetic sense. Um, I remember at a very young age, my mother and grandmother talking about it must have been a dream that my mother had had, where she would quite commonly see a funeral home setting where she would see the casket, she would see all the flowers leading up to the casket spray, but she would never know who passed away. And then 3 weeks to 3 months later, she would walk into a funeral home and it would hit her that, oh, I saw this,
Yeah.
before. And I remember at the time, I must have been like 6 or 7, somewhere around in there. And I remember my grandmother saying, I don't know if this is a blessing or a curse, to have these visions and have a missing piece of it and not really
Yeah.
understand what to do with it. Um,
Absolutely.
and then I remember the day my grandmother was killed in a tragic car accident, the day after Christmas. And I can remember all of us kids out playing in the snow, farm community, out away. We were out sledding. And I can remember my mother running outside in the snow with just her apron on. I'm not even sure. She probably just had stocking feet. And I remember her running out in the snow and checking on all of us, like because she thought one of us had been hurt very badly. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
you know, yeah.
And
So again, that intuitive knowledge.
yep.
So yeah, I told the story in the last video. I'll tell this one. My first real experience with that. I mean, I always had intuition, was always an empath. I could not watch horror movies, never do. I haven't seen Halloween to this day, no desire to. Um, but I would always get kind of laughed at because, Disney show comes on, it's the family sitting there watching TV, on Sunday night. And if something sad happened, or if Lassie, oh, heaven forbid, if Lassie got hurt,
Right.
you know, I
Live, yell,
was
or
like
dies.
crying and sobbing, and my family was just like, "What is this?" And my mom was like, "You got to get a tougher skin, girl,"
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, my
So,
dad said things like that to me.
yeah, yeah. So working through that, but my first real experience, I was driving back and forth to college. And I was coming down off the top of a hill, and there was a crossroad at the bottom of the hill, and a car entered in to that intersection, and I had nowhere to go. And the momentum of coming down off the hill, I knew we were going to crash. And he had on, this was probably late 70s. He had on like a pea coat, and to this day, I can tell you what those buttons on his pea coat looked like because he held up his arm like this. And I was kind of bracing for impact because there was nothing I can do. And
Wow.
Something pushed that car out of my way. And it was at that moment that I understood there are powers that be not only with me, but around me. And yeah, that was not an incident that needed
Yeah.
to happen. And
Yeah.
since then,
Wow.
several times through my life, I've had the intuitive when I met my husband, uh, former husband, but I knew he instantly when I saw him. We hadn't even known each other's name. I instantly knew this was the guy and that we would be married. I always thought death would separate us and divorce separated us, but same thing. So there have been several things throughout my life, but I never really investigated anything until I retired in my 60s. So it's like my family always knew, and um, it would be like, okay, Kathy's saying this, or it's kind of wackadoodle, but
Uh,
she's usually right, so I'll pay
right.
attention, that kind of thing.
Right.
So, um, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, oh, what are the other questions? Um,
Um,
oh, specialties.
yeah. So,
What do you do?
yeah. How do we begin our journey? What do we do? Um, After Bryce Canyon, that October, I had an acquaintance that wanted me to go on a ghost hunt. And I just said, I'm not part of that world. That was always something scary. That's what everybody made the scary horror movies about. And I didn't want any part of that. And this was at a place called Camp Chesterfield where ghost hunters were coming. Camp Chesterfield is a spiritualist university just outside of Muncie, Indiana. It's a offshoot of Arthur Findlay College in United Kingdom. And I had taken some classes there, so I was familiar. That's actually how I met this acquaintance. And she goes, okay, let's go during the afternoon. They have a late afternoon session. And I'm like, okay, I'll go. And I had a blast. It was so much fun. They had the little voice recorder and the thing that lit up when a spirit was there. And um, they would actually say, like, hello and welcome. And we were in a basement dorm, former cafeteria area. And we started singing songs to them, and they would like light up different things. Anyway, it was fun, not what I expected at all. And shortly after that, Kevin and Debbie announced they were doing mediumship classes. And I'm like, I didn't even know what a medium was until I had experienced those ghosts. And I'm like, well, if talking to spirits is like what I experienced at, that ghost hunter thing, then I want to investigate this more because it was fun.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of found my mediumship lane. Since then, I'm an intuitive psychic, um, and a medium, starting to do some channeling with the mediumship. I'm
Cool.
also a certified Reiki master teacher, so I utilize that energy in my work. I read the Akashic records, and I'm just starting to work with the ethereal body. Is like your perfect body, your perfect soul body that mirrors your physical body. And I'm working on energy work to, if you're have something in your physical body that's out of alignment, I'm trying to realign your physical body with your ethereal body.
And that's sort of what your grandmother did.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even
Yeah.
think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good point. Yeah. So I'm working with that too. So I've formed a company earlier this year. So I'm known as the Breeze Warrior. And that's a whole other story of how I got that name. We'll save that for another one. It's kind of fun too. But so yeah, so I'm doing trying to get it going with doing live readings and Zoom Reiki and yeah, it's been a journey. How about
Yeah,
you?
very cool. My specialty, I started out with tarot cards, and I generally do use them as a jumping off point, regardless of what, what someone wants in a reading. I mean, I'm here to answer your questions, and tarot is my initial tool. Um, but easily I bounce into like empathic work or intuitive reading or mediumship if someone comes along and has something they want to say, or somebody wants to interact with someone who's on the other side.
Mhm.
And I have this other method, which is I'm an artist. I'm a visual artist, and I started doing these readings where I will drop some watercolor ink or watercolor paint on a piece of paper, and I will outline that, and I actually just use that action as a way to channel a reading um, for people, which you could, if you wanted to have a reading done with me, we could do that. But I do all of these things online for each zodiac sign each month. So I will do a tarot reading one week. I do what I call the color drop reading another week. And I do this other thing that I call um, spirit art, which is just I use a Buddha board, which I'm sure it's Googleable, but it's just a material that you can draw on with water and make a mark, and it eventually evaporates. And so it's sort of like automatic writing or automatic painting or whatever, automatic
Mhm.
art. And it's just once again another thing to focus on as I'm doing a reading. Um, and that's like my well, I get auditory and claircognizant, all various types of information in. The visual is the way that I focus and hook myself into the connection with spirit. Um,
Mhm.
So that's basically what I do and how I do it. And I've got
You also work with ghosts too. Tell
oh
me
yes,
about that.
yeah. I
Yeah.
I do living in a very old house, and in yeah, we talked about this before. And I live in an area that is heavy with battlefield locations from the Revolutionary War. There is a lot of Native American resonance energy here. And Yeah, there's quite a lot like burial grounds and battlefields and things in the area where I am here. Um and Yeah, so I also do readings online for people, and I have my YouTube channel, and I do have set up so that people can book online appointments, but I'm beginning to think that it might be best just to email me. So I'll give you the link in our
Okay.
description
Yeah.
below.
Jan
Did I miss
Jan
anything?
also if she is in an area where there are earthbound entities or spirits, ghosts, whatever you want to
Hmm.
call them,
Yeah.
she can also help them work through their trauma or why they're here and
Thank you
release,
for reminding me.
yeah, release
Um,
them.
yeah, I mean, I in places where I have lived, and just places in general, I would come upon an earthbound spirit that is, stuck, and they don't want to be there, and you don't
Mhm.
need that energy there. So, you have this psychic conversation with them, find out what they need, and help them on their way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I will also mention I've done a little bit of forensic mediumship. I prefer to do that in a group setting. We have a group of four of us. I don't know if you've been involved in that, Jan.
I have not, but you've told me about it, and it sounds very interesting.
Yeah, we try to do it. There's a group of four of us that will key in on the event or the spirit, and I like doing that in a partnership environment. Um, because once you key in on something, kind of it's amazing how all of us will key in on either the same thing or a different
Yeah,
aspect of the
that makes
same
sense. Like
thing.
the energy locks in and resonates
Yes.
among you.
And
It
all
sounds,
of us have a little bit different background, so we're all going to see and pick up something a little bit different. So we
yeah.
feel like it gives a fuller picture for that forensics action or on any kind of mediumship. Our good mutual friend, I think he goes by Thomas Andrew,
Mhm.
Tom at Time to
Time to
Transcend.
transcend.
Tom and I worked very well together on gallery reads. Matter of fact, we've done some publicly too, publicly and online, where we will both kind of follow the thread, is how we describe it.
Hmm.
But he'll come at it from his perspective, and I'll come at it from mine. And we feel like we give the sitter or the client a more complete package. We've also taken it one step further, and we have a very good mutual friend again. Her name is Bobby. She is a numerologist, and she's also an intuitive and a mediumship. And
Hmm.
as Jan said in our previous one, she doesn't give herself enough credit. She
She
is
doesn't give
phenomenal.
herself enough credit. And I'm telling you, she does a reading for you, and there's no negotiation. She's going to tell you what's what. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
should be out there more for sure.
So we have started doing try meetings or try readings for a client. So we kind of start off with life path, what your challenges are, how to work through those challenges. I come in with mediumship or intuitive psychic, hits that I'll get. Tom kind of stays in the background and he kind of goes into a healing trance where he will pick
Mhm.
up different aspects. You may be having some physical issues or some physical trauma
And
that
he
he'll
goes
pick up
really
on.
deep
He does.
while you're
Yeah.
working on
And
the,
then when he's ready, he comes back and it's amazing because he will
yeah.
bring all of it together. And it's amazing that he picks up on the same type of aspects that both of us had. So again, it gives the sitter a really complete picture versus you go to a medium, you talk, grandma brings through a few messages and you go
Yeah.
away. This
Yeah. Yeah.
is
Yeah. Those
yeah,
were the days.
yeah. So
I like it better. I like this interaction, like the give and take that I have with the people I read for, um,
yeah.
much better than the sort of thing
Because
that
when
used
you're
to happen
doing
in
a
the
reading,
70s and
you're
80s.
really blending your energies.
Yeah.
And on my website, if you check it out, my service are called Breeze Blends.
Oh, I love
So
that.
I
I don't
blend
think I
in the
realized that.
mediumship with the intuitive, with the Akashic records, So
That's awesome.
I'm very much into that, drawing in the different aspects or different modalities that we can blend together to give you guys a more complete picture of things you might want to investigate more down the road. You know, there's a lot
Awesome.
of healing that goes on. And you think of healing, oh, you have a cut, I'm going to put my hand over it, it's going to send energy, it's going to make it heal faster. No, healing is also of the heart, things that have happened that you don't understand,
Mm-hmm.
that you need to work through.
And that's like the hardest part. It's shadow work, but it's more than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And the more of that type of work you can do here, the more it benefits your soul in the next realm. So,
It helps
um,
the people who are right here
yeah,
also.
yeah,
Helps them on their journey. Yeah.
right, right. So, I think the next question we had was, besides what we do, is, what's our philosophy, on when you
It's our
step into the
spiritual
path to
philosophy.
do this type
Yeah.
of work, there's a mindset and it's a
Mm-hmm.
shift in your mindset, a shift in your energy, a shift
Mm-hmm.
in your desires. So what's your philosophical
So,
take on
so
yourself?
this has come from like childhood for me. My mother always said to me, God is love.
Mhm.
Um, and well, she introduced that phrase to me. I had always felt at my core, everything is about love. Everything is about love and connection. And I assumed, quite erroneously, that everyone felt that love and connection in their core the same way that I did when I was a child. And it took me well into, the end of high school to realize, as many times as I was like spiritually rolled in a ditch, it still took me that long to realize that other people just didn't see it that way. They just didn't understand or feel the connection. So I started out, restarted, late teens, early 20s, kind of seeking that connection out. And um, it still is with me. We are all love, and everything that I do is hopefully in keeping with recognizing that love. And absolutely, I'm a physical human being on the planet Earth, so I am definitely get off the path from time to time and forget that we're all connected and have to pull myself back on it.
Mhm.
But like I've been in retail most of my adult life. So it really is a good place to practice. Like people behave very poorly in public. And you just have to take a deep breath and treat them just like the way you would want to be treated in spite of whatever energy they're coming at you with. And you know, it's love.
Yeah.
Don't forget it's love. Yeah.
It's funny because I was taught to bubble up.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you go out in public, you surround yourself with this protective bubble. So negative doesn't impact you. But it wasn't until that Utah experience that we had that I realized when I bubble up, I'm keeping my light from impacting. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to change my membrane of the bubble
Mm-hmm.
so that it bounced the negative back, but it let my light shine through.
Yep.
Now I don't even go out with a bubble. I mean, that's my guide's job, to make sure
Mm-hmm.
nothing harmful is going to get through.
Right.
Um, and I don't even evoke it because to me, to evoke it draws it to you,
Yes.
you know?
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
if I have to ask for protection, then I'm already in peril.
Right. You're already sort of behind the
Yeah.
scene.
So I've never really understood why people would say that. Oh,
Mhm.
make sure, a lot of psychics are like, oh, you got to make sure you're protected. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
just know I am.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah,
Yeah.
you walk your path with the understanding that you are pure light. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
And
It,
that should do it.
yeah. Well, in full disclosure here, Jan and I discovered on the first time that wasn't recorded, we both were asked to leave our prospective church affiliations at
Oh,
a young age.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
basically, we were kicked out of Sunday school
I was
class.
kicked out of Sunday school in eighth grade because I asked too many questions
Yes.
and called my teacher out on contradictions. It didn't make any
Well,
sense to
and
me.
yeah, you're starting to see the hypocrisy.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
has their code of contact or,
Mhm.
code of conduct. And I'm like, wait a minute. You say you're supposed to love your neighbor, but not if they're a certain color.
Right,
Or that you're supposed to love everybody, but you know, I'm like, well, if I share my body with someone, that is me sharing that love experience. Why are you telling me that's bad? Well, it's bad if you're not in a marital. And I'm like, yeah. So that was the one that finally did
right.
it. They went to my mother and said, and I'm the granddaughter of a minister. So, yeah, shame on me. But yeah, I think there are laws of the universe, uh, but it's more a law of oneness, you
Right,
know. And
right. Yeah, I always had that sense inside of me,
mhm,
what's right and what's wrong. I didn't need to consult commandments or a pastor or the
yeah.
Bible. I
And I
mean,
never felt the need to ask for forgiveness.
I didn't understand that if you this whole idea that you have to be religious in order to be good because
Mm.
I understood in my core what was good, what was right, what was wrong. And I just assumed everybody had that. I did not understand how disconnected people are from each other.
Yes,
Naive. I don't know what to
I
say, but
I know.
yeah,
Yeah, so true, so true. And I think the older we get, the more we see that, you know.
yeah,
Eh,
yeah. I think now, though, I mean, it's just so much easier now that I've been through all of that stuff and I can recognize a pitfall or
mhm.
an a human who is presenting in an ugly way before I walk up on it and get myself involved. I think now that we're older, it's easier to see that stuff and avert the
Yeah.
danger. Yeah.
Definitely. And I think my baseline philosophy has always been and I've known this from, again, a very young age. I chose to be here. I'm here for a reason. I chose to see all these earth changes. I chose to be witness to everything that's going on. So since I chose to be here, then there's that recognition that things that are put in my path, I've always had the assumption, again, that people can change. People
Mm-hmm.
can change their behavior because the church teaches that. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
once
Oh,
you
sure. You
confess your sins and all that,
find God.
yeah, you're a new person. Everybody can
Sure.
change, That's the key to
Mhm.
so deep down that impacted me. And it wasn't until several relationships, I accepted that no, a tiger does not change his stripes, but a tiger is put in your path to teach you a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, I have a lot of lessons on the relationship side before the
Oh
two
yeah.
before finally
Yeah.
hit my head and went,
right here, right
Oh,
now.
okay. I get it now, Spirit.
Get it now.
Yeah, you're teaching me how, this is an
After
experience
round
I
six.
asked for. I got the lesson. And then it's like a whole new set of circumstances come along,
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I think that's my main is I chose to come here. I chose this path and it's for my own enrichment. So things weren't happening to knock me down or hold me back.
Right.
And really, you don't realize this until you're older, after you've been
That's
through
really
some
a
things.
hard one to grasp because you're walking through life as a young person and you're doing everything that you know you should be doing in your heart. You're treating people well and everything, but the crap still comes.
Yeah.
And yeah, and getting understanding and grasping the fact that we're actually here to experience things and understand how people interact in that. And for us especially, we're learning to understand the energies involved in all of this. I mean, not everybody is like in energy school here. Some are just like
Right.
learning to be humans, but yeah, for
Yeah.
us it's like we're learning how the energies uh,
hmm
coincide with the actions and activities that happen in our
And it
lives.
seems like every time you have that aha, I get it, your guides and everybody are championing this. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like your light shines a little bit brighter and a
Mm-hmm.
little bit brighter and a little bit brighter.
Yeah.
And it changes your perspective. And I always said that it's like flipping a switch. If somebody's knocking on my door, I can take it as an interruption and da da da, and how dare they do that? Or I could flip the switch and look at it as an opportunity to share my energy with them, and then I'll feel that energy. Is it going to be good, bad, otherwise? But I use the example when I go into a grocery store now that I've taken away my bubble. You can kind of feel which aisle's like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
not going down that aisle right
Yep.
now, not dealing, not my monkey, not my circus, I'm not dealing
Right.
with that right
Exactly.
now. But I can look over and see some young children and send them some little sparkle energy and see if they pick it up.
I
To
love that.
me,
I
that's
love
the
that.
fun stuff now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah.
yeah. So and I think philosophy again is a dynamic thing as
Mhm.
you grow,
It's good.
your
Yeah. It's
understanding
growing and
grows.
changing. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so are we, maybe we should, I don't know what our time is, but we should probably consider wrapping it up and
I was just going to say we're at 47 minutes.
okay.
So,
Um,
so the next question for Jan is, what have you got coming up?
I am doing a thing with Tom, Time
Oh,
to Transcend, in the Poconos in August, the last weekend in August.
okay.
Um, so I can put links and information um in the description box. And then Kathy and Bobby might be joining Tom and myself again in the Poconos in September.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if I have those dates.
I think it's
Yeah, there is toward the end of September
towards the
again.
end of
Also,
September. Yeah,
the 25th through the 27th, it looks like.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
So we're still in the planning stages for that one.
yeah, still in the planning stations. Um, do you have
And
any
so
psychic fairs or anything coming up where you're going to be
so
at?
I had one coming up locally. So I'm in the like Oneida, Otsego, Herkimer County area here in New York. And I was going to be doing the Munnsville um Mystic Market and Psychic Fair, but the organizer has had a medical emergency and she's not able to organize. There is a Freya Fest going on in Utica on this upcoming weekend. Let me see. That is the 8th and 9th of August. I'm going to try to hop into that. Oh, in the meantime, I've got,
Yes.
I've got an art opening happening on the 7th of August in the
Yay.
evening. So I'm excited about that. That's in Little Falls, New York, for anybody who's local and wants to come down. I'm sure the Mohawk Valley Center for the Arts will have the details posted on their website. Um,
Awesome.
and you are talking about potentials in the future for
Yeah,
us
I
and
I am
you.
open for reading. So Janet's going to show me how to put all this stuff in the information boxes here on YouTube. So yay, thank you, Jan.
We're going to do
But
that.
in the meantime, here is my website. So if you want, I am available for readings. And here's the front of my card. So if you see this logo, again, that's me, the Breeze Warrior.
I love that card.
Thank you. And uh don't let if you go to the website and just email me if you have any questions on anything. I'm here to serve. When you step on this path, it's an energy exchange and the desire to help people. I feel like the more just having a conversation with somebody that
So every conversation is an energy exchange.
yeah, yeah. And the- it- conversations are good. They don't have to end on a bad note. They're not meant to end on a bad note. So, as
Ever.
I say that, I think of a couple times I've been like, hi, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
well, we get off the path from time to time.
Yeah,
We're
yeah, we
human.
do.
Oh, yeah.
But also working on putting together the program with Tom.
Hmm.
Um, we are announcing the try readings with Bobby, Tom, and I.
Oh, cool.
So if anyone is interested in that, please reach out because we're happy to share this newfound blend that we're doing. Um, we're also looking at doing some maybe 2 day, one evening retreats. So here in the
In
Midwest
your
area,
area.
where it's going to be a little bit closer. So more to come on that. But
Awesome.
we retreats are great. You get to meet like-minded people.
So good
Um,
to get everybody's energy together
yeah,
and
there's
work
no
together.
there's no other feeling. And we want to make this as a learning person for the basic person that's starting to question, what's going on. There's more out there. So we want to do some educational little breakout rooms. Jan may do a thing with her art and color.
Oh,
And
I would love to teach people how to do this, how
yeah,
to read visually,
yeah, read cards.
period. Yeah.
I I have dowsing rods, so I will probably do a short little school on dowsing and how to use energy. I mean, these rods just go crazy. I have to get them out
Those
and just
are
let them.
I said this before, but those are nice dowsing rods. Mine are a little more basic.
Yeah, these are
Yeah.
smaller ones, so we're doing that. Probably have talk on energy, just all the various aspects and do some gallery reads and all of that. So that's in the planning stations. I hope it's going to be yet this year in 26, but it might be early in 27.
Warm
So
weather, please.
yeah, I know. Well, if we have it in the Midwest,
Yeah, Midwest, Northeast people.
yeah, yeah. So really looking at things like that that we can help make this more economical but still educational. And the more people you reach, and then they go back and they start talking, and everything just keeps expanding.
It's
And
awesome.
this is
It's
a
just incredible.
time, yeah, a time in the world that we need some of this higher frequency.
And the
Um,
more of us who get together and get involved and start doing these things, the more we can lift the energies and, eliminate some
yeah.
of this
Well, and I
shadow
think
that's been cast over.
the more we can learn to go within and understand ourselves, the
Yes.
more we can help others.
Yes.
And um,
Yep.
that is a big part of this too.
Absolutely.
So hopefully
So I
this
think we
time,
successfully completed our
yes,
discussion.
we are at 55 minutes.
Awesome.
Hopefully I have successfully recorded this and we
I
can
believe
get
you
it
have.
downloaded.
I have faith.
The stars have aligned correctly this time. And
Absolutely.
just, I want to encourage everyone to just reach out to us, give us a like, a share, all the things. But
And
yeah, we'll have,
thank you all for joining us and allowing us to explain ourselves to you and hanging out with us for an entire hour
yeah,
as
yeah.
we chat.
Now, Jan and I will probably be talking for another 2 hours or so, but
It does happen. It does happen.
all right. Thanks so much, everyone, and sharing much love and light.